Alright guys, welcome back to the another video. In this video, I'm going to talk about the Python for absolutely beginners. So if you are new to the Python world, then I'll guide you, I'll walk you through how to get started and how to do the projects in Python. So stay tuned. I have this tutorial outline. First of all, I'll talk about how to install the Python program in your machine and then how to run the Python code. And also I'll talk about comment, variable and indentations and data type, operators, list and dictionaries, how to apply the conditional if else statement and looping into the uh, loop. And also I'll talk about function and class and I'll end up my tutorial by talking about the working with different external libraries like numpy, pandas and matplotlib, which are great libraries for data science field. So stay tuned and watch this video till the end. So let's get started. All right, so before starting to the actual tutorial, I want to introduce myself. I am a geoscience graduate student in University of Calgary, Canada. I love discussing and sharing the geospatial and geoscience related content, and you can reach to me in the GitHub handle IAMTEKSON. And okay, so before starting the thing, so this is my outline. So first of all, I'll talk about why Python, and then I'll talk about Python basic guideline, which will be the live coding section. And after that, I'll talk about how to get help if you stuck into the problem. All right. So talking about Python, Python has the wider scope. It's like all-in-one programming language. So you can get start with the data science related contents or the web development related content. Even you can do the machine learning and deep learning tasks. That's why it's the number one popular language in the world right now. Another thing why you might need Python is since it's open source and it has the wider community, so that you can get help from the community, from like Stack Overflow or the even in the chatgpt recently. So it might be the alternative for the like Excel or JavaScript, MATLAB and R programming language. And another thing is it has the rich ecosystem of libraries. For example, for the data science, you might need Python, NumPy, Matplotlib, XArray, and GDAL kind of package. If you are more interested in the WebGIS, then or web development, then you might need the GDAL and GeoDjango and Flask for the API build up. And also another thing is like it can automate the task. For example, in the Excel, if you need to do any kind of like iterative things, then you need to like update it again and again, but you can actually automate those things and then you can do within a click. So that's very helpful. And also for the like data visualization, there are lots of libraries. Few popular are like matplotlib, plotly and seaborn. So using these libraries, you can easily create very interactive and very nice visual appealing graphs and charts, even the maps as well. And also it's very popular in the field of machine learning and deep learning. So for the machine learning, you can use the scikit-learn library to do the regression analysis or classification analysis. And also in the tensorflow library, you can do the convolution neural network or recurrent neural network or any kind of deep learning works. So that's why you might need Python. If you are into any of these fields, then of course you need to choose the Python, and Python is quite popular as well. All right, so now I want to talk about little bit about the outline. So I have shown this outline in the uh, beginning of this tutorial, but the thing is like I want to show you each step one by one. So stay tuned and then let's get started again. So for the installation, actually you can search for Python install, and then maybe the first link, download Python, and then download the Python. Right now the latest version is 3.12. Of course you can download any of the older version as well here, and but I prefer to download the latest version and then get start with the Python. Of course the installation is quite simple. You just need to like click next, 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 and that's all. And if you are little bit want to like run your code more interactively, then I suggest you to like download the Anaconda. And in the Anaconda, so also the installation process is quite simple. So you can download this program, and after that simply click next, next, and then up to the end, and you'll be good to go. And it's completely free, and it's very good to like manage your code. And also I want to show you something. So if you install the Anaconda properly, then you will see this kind of like Anaconda 3 folder, and here you'll get this kind of all the tools you'd like to use. And for me, I am more interested in the Jupyter notebook, so you can simply click on this link and then launch the Jupyter notebook. That's how you get start with the Python. So if I click that link, so it might take some time to like warm up and then get start. All right, so this is the basic interface. So it's running in 8888 port in localhost. Right now I'm in the current directory, the home directory, and here I have different folders. So I can actually create the folder in desktop. Maybe I create the folder and then rename it to the Python basic. And after that, so in order to write the code inside Python basic, just click on that folder and then just click on the new button over here and then click on Python 3. So it will launch the like in the notebook, which is the Python code interpreter. So here you can actually write your code. And the first thing I would like to do is like always rename the notebook name, and I'll write this is Python basic guide, and that's all. That's my name of the file. And to get little bit familiarized about this interface, so the thing is like you can write the Python code in this cell, and after that you can save the file by click the save button. And of course if you need to like add another cell, so you can insert the cell below, and then this is the another cell to run the code. And also there are like another button called run code, and then of course you can move this cell up and down. So right now it's empty, that's why it's not making sense. And of course if this cell is not useful, then you can simply remove this cell. And yeah, so that's pretty much about it, about like the coding things. But of course you can add the markdown language by clicking on this code button over here and then clicking on the markdown, and this will be not the Python interpreter or Python compiler. You can add nodes or add the markdown language here. Okay, so the first thing I would like to like do is always in every programming language, programmer try to like print out the hello world statement. So I also write the print hello world. That's how you print anything in Python. So it will output us the like print hello world command. And of course if you want to like check the markdown, maybe I can convert it to markdown and move it up, and then I can also give it a title with hashtag, and I can write Python basic guide, and then I can also write the text like this is the Python basic line for the beginners. So like this, and then if you like hit the shift and enter, it will automatically run that cell and then it enter cell. So if I hit shift and enter, so it run the cell, and then it's the second run, and then I added the enter cell. So yeah, that's the like basic thing about this file. And of course, don't forget to save if you try to like quit it right now. Otherwise it will save in certain interval as well. You don't need to save the file. And here if I show you the my folder, now you can see python basic guide.ipynv file, which is the like notebook file format, which is easier to read. But in general, a python file will have .py extension. Both are like similar. Yeah. All right. So if you also want to assess the like similar kind of portal online without installing any software, then you can check the Google Colab, which is also like free uh, to use. So here in the Colab, you can like type the URL is collab.research.google.com, and this will end up with this kind of some folder. And here are my like previous repository, that means previous codes that I wrote in Google Colab. But of course, if you are new, then you might need to sign in. I already signed in using my Gmail account, and then now I can create the account. And it's also like the similar is the notebook I showed you here. So here also you can like write the markdown language by clicking on text, and then you can write your code over here. And then maybe I can try like python basic, and then I can also try to print hello world, and it will also work. It might take some time to like initialize the first run, but after that you are good to go. And there are a few different things as well in Colab. So for example, if you are more interested in the training deep learning model, then don't forget to change the runtime type to GPU. But for now, we are not doing that computationally large thing in Python. This is the basic, so I'm leaving it as it is as CPU. Okay, so let's go back to the our code section and also maybe the presentation section. So that's the thing. And also you can run the Python code using command line. For example, if you search for cmd, and if you already installed Python, then your Python will initialize, and then here you can actually write the same code, hello world, and then it will work as same in the notebook. Okay, so that's the other way, but I don't recommend this way because every time you need to write your code line by line and then print it or the get the output in the same console. Also you can try it in Visual Studio Code Editor as well. So maybe this process I'll show you in the different video, but for now I'm going to use the Jupyter Notebook as I showed previously. All right, so the next section in our agenda is comment, variable, and indentation. So for that, let me go back to my Python code. And these are the like markdown language. These are not part of the code, but of course you can use something in the like in the code section, and then you allow that not to run. So that's those things we call them the comments. And here if I write this is my comment and then try to run, so it will pop up with the error is syntax error because this is not recognized. And of course if you want the comment, then you need to add the hashtag at the beginning, or also simply you can do that with the control and then the slash option in your keyboard by shortcut. Okay, so if you do that, then your code will run successfully. Also, you can use the like multi-line comment, maybe like adding hashtag at the beginning and then write again, this is second comment, and it's also the same. But if you want the like multi-line comment, this is not the recommended way. So recommended way is like providing like three colon and then write your comment inside those, and then if you run it, it's still the same. So this is called like multi-line comment. Of course, for the multi-line comment, you can use a double quote as well instead of single, and then put your comment in the double quote, and this is also the same. So in Python, basically the double quote or single quote both are like same, both work is same. And the thing is for variable. So for variable in JavaScript, we wrote var a equal to something maybe 567, but in Python we don't need var keyword. It will be just a equal to 7, maybe b equal to 5. So those are like two of my variables, so you don't need anything. All right, so just remember that for the comments, either we use hashtag or the symbol like this, and for the variable we don't need var keyword, just write the variable name equal to and then the variable value, and that's it. This is also comment. Okay, so that's all about like comment and variables. All right, so talking about data, actually there are lots of different type of data types in Python. The most popular common type are the, of course, the string and numeric type, which are integer, float, and complex number. And in the sequence we have list, tuple, and range. And for the mapping type, there is like dictionary, which is quite popular in the Python world. So we can like link both like keys and values pairs in the dictionary. And in the set we have set and frozen set. And boolean type, of course, this is for like whether the value is true or false, just to check verify the condition. And for the binary type we have bytes, byte array, memory view, and non type is also the different type of data type. And in this particular section I'm not going to talk about all the data types, but I'll try to catch the major data types. So for example, a equal to 7, b equal to 7, those both are the like integer type. You can check the like type of the data type using type keyword. So type a, it's integer, and then type b is also integer, right? Maybe I can change type b to like a string. This is my string, and then now the type of b will be the string. And also there is like boolean type, true, and if I check type b, then you will get the boolean, right? So similarly for the like maybe c equal to maybe apple, and then banana, and then pineapple, then the type c will be the list. So that's the list. List can arrange like different type of data type inside like enclosed by the big bracket. So that's the list. And yeah, similarly what else we have, maybe for the dictionary and list I'll come back again. But for now, just remember that for the string we can either use it with the single quote or double quote, and we have true false data type. And of course for the like numeric data type we can make it float as well. For example 5.7.5, and then if I check the type a, then it's float, right? So yeah, So just remember those things. And now the other thing is like operator. So this slide is quite little bit messy here, but of course I'll talk one by one. So the first operator I'm going to talk about here is the uh, the arithmetic operator, which is similar as the mathematics. So we have plus, minus, multiplication and division. All these things we can do it here. For example, if I do 5 plus 5, its output will be 10, right? So 10 minus 2, it's 3 equal to 7, right? So it's like the same as mathematics, but some of the like different models might be like the modulo operation. So it output the remainder of the uh, current operation. First it try to divide 10 by 3, and then it will calculate the remainder. All right, so don't worry about these lower parts, because those might be like you can get easily whenever you get start with Python. So the thing double asterisk is for the like power button. So for example, if I say 10 to the power 2, which is 100, 10 into 10, it means 10 into 10. And if I say 10 to the power 3, that means 10 into 10 into 10 into 10, which might be 1000. Okay, so that's all. And similarly we have another type of operator, which is the assign operator. So here in the assign operator, actually we have this plus equal to, minus equal to, multiply equal to, and same as arithmetic operator, and equal to. These operator are called assign operator. Actually, for example, writing uh, x plus equal to 3 is same as x equal to x plus 3. So for example, let's say x equal to 5, then if you write x plus equal to 3, then our output will be 8. It's also same as like x equal to x up plus 3, which is of course x equal to x means we have 5 plus 3, right? So it will output this. uh, if I print x, then it's 8, right? So it's quite simple. And similarly, if I say x multiply 2 by 2 equal to, multiply equal to 2, then our output will be 16. So that means x is already 5 here, and it means, sorry, the x is 8 now, and it means uh, 8 into 2, which is 16. Yeah, so that's the assign operator we have. And another operator we have is the conditional operator. Of course, it will check, it will output the boolean value, either true or false. So we have equal operator. It's helpful to check whether two of the condition are same or not. And it's not equal and greater than, less than. So for example, if x equal to 20 and y equal to 25, then if I say x equal to y, then it will output false. But if I say x equal to 20, y equal to 20, then the condition is true, right? So similarly, if I say x is greater than y, then it's false, right? But if I say greater or equal to, then it's true. So that's how this basic conditional operator work. Okay, the other kind of operator we have is like and, or, and not. So this operator will be helpful to check the multiple conditions. Maybe in the conditional statement I'll try to use these operator and then show you the meaningful of like and, or not operator. Okay. Okay, similarly we have here is like the list and dictionary. So for the list, of course, as I showed you before, So maybe I can write my list, and list is like enclosed by the big bracket, and then you can write the name of the things, cat. Okay, if you print my list, then it will be apple, ball, and cat, right? Similarly for the dictionary, maybe my dict, and for the dictionary you have to enclose it by curly bracket, and in the dictionary you have to assign the key and then the value pair. For keys, maybe I can write a, and then value pair might be apple, and then maybe for b I can assign ball, and then for c I can assign cat, right? So if I print my dict, then it will be a apple, b ball, c cat, right? But if you need like all the keys only, then you can write my dict dot keys, and it will output the keys as the list, right? And similarly for the values, you can write my dict dot values, and then you'll get all the values like apple, ball, and cat. And the keys are a, b, and c. These are the keys. Just remember those words, keywords, like I said key and value and dictionary. Those are the like three different types in uh, dictionary object. Okay, so after that, if you need only to like get access the apple, then you can write you can type my dict and then a, sorry, you need to enclose it with the this comma, and here you get the apple. So that's how you get the like any of the values of particular key. But you can also update the dictionary by like writing, assigning its value to the different, a for maybe ant, then your my dict, now it's a for ant, right? So that's how you update the dictionary. All right, so the other important things I have in Python basic is the conditional statement. The conditional statement is used to check the whether the condition meet the requirement, and then do the processing inside that. And for example, in the conditional statement you can use the if and else keywords. So for example, let's say the value of x is 41, and you need to check whether x is less than 10 or greater than 10 or greater than 20 or not. So that's the like case, basic case of like uh, doing the things. So if you run it, then you'll get like above 10, also above 20, and then you did not print out the statement in the else statement, right? So that's how you check the condition. For example, if I write 19, then it might print above 10 but not above 20, right? That's how you print the things. And instead of this 19, you can write like you can give the access to the user like input, and then you can write enter your number, and after that your number will be assigned to the x, and then you check the value. And for example, if I put 30, and then it will run, and then not supported string integer. Oh sorry, I need to like enclose it with the int, so that I change the type of this value. And then maybe if I say 21, then it says that above 10 but also above 20. Okay, so it run the first and second cell. Let's try one more time. Maybe this time I put 50, and then it says above 10 and also above 20, right? So yeah, that's how it works. So the if else statement. Yeah, similarly we have the loops. In the loops actually, so there are basically two type of loops in Python. while loop and for loop, but you can like forget or maybe like simply ignore the while loop because it's not that much helpful. Most of the people like prefer the for loop. As a beginner, you can also try for loop only. Yeah, so I have example here. So in the for loop, maybe let's say I have the fruits equal to apple, banana and cherry, and then if I try to get one fruit at a time and then iterate over all the fruits, then I can use the for loop. And then the use case of this for loop is for, and the any kind of variable you can change it to any kind of variable in fruits and print that fruit. Okay, it will print one by one. The first variable is apple and banana and cherry. Okay, similarly, instead of x, you can write anything like the f fruits. For f in fruits, print f. That means this f is treated as one variable at a time, one of these list value at a time. So if you run it, it's also the same. Maybe you can write fruit as well, and then if you run it, so it's also the same. So this is just the variable name, and then to iterate over the loops, right? So similarly, you can write for I in range 3 maybe, and try to print I. So it's like 0 1 2. So here in this example, what I'm trying to show you is the use case of this range keyword. So this is also the by default keyword in Python, where you can put the number and then it will automatically like iterate over that particular number, and always it start from 0. So 0 1 2, only three variables, right? So yeah, so similarly, if you want to assess the fruits using range function, also you can do that, like maybe print I and then comma and fruits I. So that's how also you can get the fruit name. Fruit I means in first iteration it will take the 0 value, and then it will try to get the first fruit, which is fruit 0 means apple, and then fruit 1 is banana and fruit 2 is cherry, right? For example, if I try to insert the cell below, and then sorry, I need this cell down. Okay, so here for example, if I say fruit 1, then I'll get the banana, and always list index start with 0. So if I say 0, this is apple, right? And if I say more than 3, since there are 3 fruits, but if I say 3, then it's out of range, right? So list index out of range, so you'll end up with the error. So the maximum index we can go up to is 2, which is cherry. Yeah, so that's all about the for loop. And now I want to little bit talk about the function. So the function is the block of code that only run when it's called. In the function actually, so we have like two parts. The first one is function definition. So we need to define some function, and then we need to store that, and then after that we need to call that function so that we can run some particular code. For example, here this is the function definition, the first part, and then second part, d of my function is the function call, which is the which will call the function and then write the result. Okay, so here in the function, for example, I need to like define the function is print my function hello from a function. Then it won't print anything because it's not called, right? The function will run once it's called. So that's why if you want to run and print out that output, just call it with the my function, right? So maybe instead of like calling it without any parameters, so anything we put inside these two box we call that parameter or the arguments. So we can call it with the arguments as well. Maybe I write it name, maybe first name and last name, and then maybe I can print out, try to print out the hello, and then maybe the plus to concat the string. So sorry, first name, and then again concat the space, and then last name. Okay, if I like assign my function is first name and last name like this, then I need to now pass the argument. So if I don't pass anything, then it will fail. So it says that my function missing two required positional argument, right? So now I need to like define two positional arguments. For example, I can write take, and then my last name is Chetri, then it says hello take Chetri. So that's how it works. So the anything I assign here will be like passed through the function, and then you can do the calculation. If you are in data science track, then you can like do the like mean, median, mode calculation, and then do all the other processing, and then output whatever you want. So that's how it works. Actually inside function you can like return something instead of like printing as well. So for example, if you want to return the string, so I can say that return keyword. All right, so if you call this function, it's also still the same result, right? So that's how it works. All right, so I also talked about like the function call, and the another thing is the Python class and objects. So in Python, everything in Python is treated as object and class with its property and methods. So the thing is in the class, so actually there are like methods like the function. So maybe I can like copy this code and then explain in the code editor. So okay, maybe I can insert the cell below and then try to run it. Okay, so here every class begin with the class of the keyword and then the class name. Normally the class name start with the capital letter, and then the function name start with the small letter. That's the convention. And here you can see the def keyword. That means it's like the function definition, but this time it's, since it's inside class, so that's why it's the method. So here as I said in the previous, so the indentation is the space between this starting point and then the block of the code. So that means either you should leave two space or the four space. That's how it recognize it's part of the class. So if you don't have any space between these two things, then it's not part of the class, it's individual things, and you might end up with the some indentation error, right? So that's why you need like either two space or four space. For me now I'm leaving two space over here, and then four two space over here, and then this has the issue. Maybe I can leave two space over here. So if you define like this, then this is the class. But in class, if the class name, I mean the method is like the name is init, then it's called initializer or constructor. So the thing is, if you write the class the method name is init underscore underscore init underscore underscore, then it's the actual the constructor. So it will run whenever you initialize the class. So that means, for example, in order to call the class, so you need to pass the arguments. It's similar as the function, but this time we instead in the class, instead of like passing other things, we are passing two arguments which are part of the init class. init method, but it's actually the part of this person class. Okay, so after that, this self variable, it will be available anywhere in the class. So for example, if I try to create the student database, then I say class student, and then I have this init method, which is the constructor, which run automatically, and then I have this name is, and similarly I can add other methods as well. These are called properties. So these will be the assign automatically assigned to the class internally. And but for the like methods, you need to like run, I'll show you in a minute. So for example, if I say person one is John, and which is 36-year old, then maybe I need to change it to the student because there is no person. So student, and if I say p1, then you will see main dot student. So this is the representation of object. So if I say p1 dot name, then you will get the name, right? p1 dot age, you will get the age, right? So here, for this particular student, if you want to like assign some of the methods, for example, maybe greeting, and then you need to pass the first argument is self, and actually you can print out hello, and then the name, hello plus name, self dot name, because name is not available here. So if you say instead of p1 dot age, you can say greeting like this. Then sorry, student has, okay, so I forgot to run this cell, and then it will say hello zone, right? So that's how you write the method. So that means method is same as the function, but it should be inside the class. And also you need to pass the self argument, so that you will get all the variables, all the parameters, I mean all the properties assigned here in the class, inside that method. And then actually you can do like, you can maybe, if it's the student, then you can like write the function like calculate grade, calculate grades, and then also pass the self, and then also do some calculation and return something or print something. And similarly you can write the assign grade maybe, and then you can also write the method something. For now I don't have anything, so I'm using pass argument so that I can remove any error. So here in this block, you can write your own logic to calculate the grades or assign the grades. So yeah, it's by using class, it will be very easier to handle like multiple like similar kind of data set. You can assign, you can group them together into the same logic, and then you can like do the whatever things you want. All right, so that's all about Python class and objects. So the another thing I want to talk is like working with libraries in Python. So in most of the time, we need to like install the package and then import it into the Python code, and then you can start working with those packages. So for this particular example, I'm going to use the pandas library, and then I'll show you how to install it and then import it in the uh, Google Colab, I mean in the notebook, and then I'll little bit do the some kind of work in that pandas data frame. Okay, so in order to like install the library, of course you can do pip install pandas, and don't forget to add this symbol at the beginning. And if you see this asterisk, that means the cell is currently running. And of course I think in Jupyter notebook, the pandas is automatically installed, so you don't need to install it separately. that's why it's saying that requirement already satisfy, and then you can get start with working with pandas. So before working with n libraries, I highly recommend you to read their official documentation. So that's the place where you get start with anything, and I highly recommend you to check the getting start page. And here in the pandas actually, so they use the Jupyter lab. So we are in Jupyter notebook, so we don't need this method. And after that, so they imported pandas and then print out the pandas version, right? So instead of that, maybe we can go to the documentation, and then maybe user guide. All right, is shown here. So the import statement we have is import pandas is pd. So normally you can import any package with the import like the package name, but it's easier, and it's like the convention to import pandas is pd. And you can write like, you can write the short form of this pandas. This pd means pandas dot data frame, and you are creating actually the excel sheet kind of structure. And the thing is, normally we assign those into the def uh, variable, which means data frame. And this pd is the class. So as I said previously, everything in python is the class and object. So that's why pd dot data frame might be the another class. And here using this df, I can like print the head of this df. Okay, so maybe I need to run it again and then again, right? So this first key values, so in the data frame object, so you need to pass the dictionary, and the key values will be available in the column part, the first column part, and all the values will be available in the rows. So for example, I can add another number called another column called b, and then maybe I can use 4, 5, and 6. And if I say that, then I'm adding another like full column, right? So that's how it works actually. Where I get the it has head method is like from the user guide. So they might have explained somewhere this thing. But of course, for like pandas or numpy, or even for the matplotlib, those are the kind of popular library in the data science field. There are like ton of resources you can like utilize, and then search on the internet and get the things whatever you need to know. And the other thing I want to mention here in the pandas section is like, pandas is the complete replacement of excel. If you know how to use pandas, then you might no need to like use any excel sheets. So you can read the uh, csv file, excel files, and then you can do the calculation, filter the data set, and also assign the values. And you can generate the result whatever you want. So yeah, so that's all about like importing the libraries and then working with the libraries. And the last thing I want to talk about is like how to get help in python. So the first go to guide might be the w3 school guide. So I also learned the python from this website. So here they have right really nice outline. So home page, intro, syntax, variable, data type, numbering, and a list tuple, dictionary, class. Even they have the tutorial for very uh, very popular libraries like the numpy. And as I showed you the pandas one, sorry, I jump into the numpy, maybe, yeah. So for the pandas they have tutorial. Even for the web development django, they have the tutorial. And of course you can explore these whenever you have time to like dive into more into the python world. And also there is another resource I found in youtube, which is the data analysis by python tutorial by Kodley. So this is really nice nicely designed tutorial. I learn a lot from this playlist. Of course, you want to like replace your Excel knowledge with the pandas, then I highly recommend you to check this playlist. And from the stack overflow, of course, if you stuck in any question, for example, if you don't know how to load the load Excel file in Python, then simply search in the internet, and then of course the stack overflow guide will help you. And of course they have like file name and then sheet name and then pd.read excel, and then you can write like print out the first few rows and then get start to do your analysis. So stack overflow might be the helpful. Of course, if you did not find any answers, then feel free to ask any questions, and the community is so strong that your like question will be addressed within few hours or even few minutes. So yeah, those are the few different techniques. And also you can use the chat gpt to like try to like get help from that. And if you don't know anything, just ask in the chat gpt. So for example, I'll show you. So I'm in the chat gpt and I already logged in. So if I say how to load file in python, so it will give you all the suggestion and then everything written and all with the description as well. So you have to install pandas and then import pandas and then file to excel file, and then df pd.read excel, and then print df will print out the data frame, right? So that's how you can utilize the chat gpt to like get help, and then also like try to explain the code. So yeah, so those are the few like very good resources to get start with python. All right, so that's all about like the basic of python. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you enjoy this, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.